right. So for this project, I was the coordinator, and I also had the task of creating the PowerPoint. What I've learned from this project, I've expanded my knowledge on parallel programming. I've also learned how to better use MapReduce and how it works. Also learned more about OpenMP and how to better use sequential programming. How will I apply what I've learned and my best or worst experience? Having better understanding of parallel programming will help me code more efficiently, and it will help me with my future classes and help me in job opportunities. My worst experience was figuring out how to solve the errors in the OpenMP and how to get the programs to run. My best experience is learning MapReduce and having a great group to work with throughout the project.
Hello everyone, my name is Natasha Mullings, and I was given task 3 as well as task 5. For task 5, I would have to do the video recording, edit it, and prepare it for our submission. What I've learned, I would say that I've gained the basic knowledge of what it means to build a parallel programming and understand that there are certain tasks that you can't do parallel, you can't parallelize. Also, I've gained more insight on the use of MapReduce and the concept of a key value pair. Another thing that I learned was that I was able to take into consideration all the things that I've learned, and in my pursuit as a computer science major, and being able to apply all that I've learned to be able to do a parallel programming. How will I apply what I've learned? I would say that these past projects that we've done so far, it's given me like an exposure to different approaches to different problems, and to understand that it isn't just about software. There is also the hardware part of it, and it's just as important. I was able to also dissect codes, construct the codes, and execute the code to get the result that I want, and as well as I was able to acquire different information to benefit me for future assignments as well as future jobs. The best part of this project was being able to being exposed to a new knowledge concerning the parallel programming as well as OpenMP. And there are moments I was just being able to deepen my understanding of C++. And the most challenging part, it correlates with my worst challenge. The worst experience is that, examining the code for the OpenMP and the thread codes and deciphering what the problem is within both codes.
Hello, my name is Deanne Anthony. My task was to organize the report and make sure everyone puts their work in by the due date. What I have learned, I went more in depth with parallel programming and gained knowledge how MapReduce works with parallelism. I also enjoy learning about how we can use CS in the medical field by using MapReduce and generating random lignads to find medication options for certain diseases. How will I apply what I've learned? So this will help me in the future since I want to do data science, and learning MapReduce will help me to run models over a large-scaled set of data and use advanced statistical and machine learning techniques to make predictions, find patterns, and uncover correlations. So my best and worst experience? My best experience was learning how parallel programming can help create different medications. And the worst was trying to go through all the parallel programming part of the project since it was tedious and having to add a lot of classes.
Hello, my name is Brandon Mosley. This assignment was to create a new GitHub. What have I learned? I have learned many things from this assignment, such as what a drug design and DNA problem is and how it can be implemented using sequential OpenMP and threads. I also learned about MapReduce and how it works. How will I apply what I've learned? I will be able to apply this to my next assignment and future classes by having a better understanding of parallel programming, which I'm sure will be very useful. I could also see these skills being useful for a future job because parallelization can be a very fast and efficient method. What was the best, most challenging experience? The best experience was learning about MapReduce and how it works. The most challenging experience was trying to identify the problem from OpenMP and threads problems and get them to run. This may also be my worst experience because of how time-consuming and frustrating it became.
I'm Josh Taylor. My task for this assignment was to create the Slack, invite the TA and everybody else to join the thread for the last project. What have I learned? Something I learned was like the process of creating testing drugs and medicines and how they can use a programming and code to kind of expedite everything, and using MapReduce and how it really speeds up the process of testing, and then it can get synthesized and created. So that was something I've learned. How will I apply what I've learned? Definitely using the MapReduce algorithm is something that is really going to help me in the future, because it's interesting how it's able to take large amounts of data and then reduce it down to what's just pertinent and important. So like it really speeds everything up. So I think that's going to be very important. Best experience is part of the MapReduce and just seeing like how it's used and what it's used for and how it can really just benefit everything about data analysis. And then the worst part was trying to get this code to run on the Pi, especially using like the TBB library, and also being stuck at home because of COVID. That's just the worst.